Gentlemen, what is going on today? My name is Ryan Mickler. I'm the host. I'm also the founder of the Order of Man podcast and movement. Welcome here and welcome back. We're going to talk about today, probably one of most of your guys' favorite subjects, sex. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Got a couple of pointers, some tips that are going to help you improve your sex life, which is something that I think all of us probably want to one degree or the other. Being intimate with your wife is a crucial part of the connection, and it's also a crucial part of our lives. So we got to discuss it. We got to talk about it. Before I get into that, want to mention a couple of things that we have going on. May 7th, so that's coming up here within the next week or so, week and a half, week actually. We've got a Man Uncaged virtual event taking place. So if you go to manuncaged.com, you're going to be able to get your free virtual ticket to this one-day event. I'm going to be speaking John Lovell with Warrior Poet Society, Bedros Keuilian, Jack Donovan, Stephen Mansfield, Tanner Guzzi, Matt Boudreau. We've got a powerhouse lineup of men speaking on the subject of masculinity. I'm going to be talking about reclaiming sovereignty, taking control of your life. And we've got a few other surprises in there as well. So that's on May 7th, manuncaged.com. And you can get registered for free for the virtual conference. The other thing that I want to mention with regards to the Man Uncaged event is if you are in the Sacramento area, you may actually want to come to the live portion of that event, because we're doing it for only a handful of our closest people and supporters. And if you want to be part of that and rub shoulders with me and Bedros and Tanner and Jack and Matt and Steven and John and all these other guys, then you can come to the live event. And if you're interested in that, only a few spots left for that, manuncaged.com/live, manuncaged.com/live. So you can go to the virtual one, that's for free, or you can pay for a ticket for the in-person, the live event. All right. The other thing is we have a rite of passage happening called the Squire program on May 28th. That one's going to be here in Maine. If you have a son or a nephew, or somebody have some sort of fatherhood capacity or role with between the ages of 12 to 16, then I would encourage you to check out squireprogram.com/Ryan, squireprogram.com/Ryan, and you can get signed up for that. I think we only have maybe 2 or 3 spots left, and that's going to be on May 28th, 2022 here in Maine. It's going to be a powerhouse event. All right, guys, let's get into the subject. Again, one of our favorite subjects, sex. I don't know that I've ever talked about this on the podcast because, it doesn't seem like it's something that we should have to talk about. But in hearing from a lot of guys with regards to their intimate relationships, I think this is something on a lot of our minds. And it's frankly something that I've struggled with in the past with my connection, emotional connection, which leads to physical connection with my wife and how that struggled. I've also struggled in the past with my own libido and my own sex drive, primarily because I was out of weight and I was eating out of shape, I should say, and eating like shit and overweight and all these things. So it drastically affected my desire and also my performance. So guys, I'm going to share with you 5 tips today that are going to improve your sex life immediately. Now, what I will say is that although this might happen immediately, we're looking for long-term results. So this is not going to be, hey, do these 5 things tonight and you'll get laid. It's do these 5 things, incorporate these 5 things into your lifestyle. And over time, over consistent time, periods of time, your sex life is going to improve. It's going to get better. Okay. So number 1, this is the lowest hanging fruit for a lot of us. You got to lose weight. You got to get in shape. All right. If you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 pounds overweight, there's a lot of things going on here. Number 1, your libido is going to be down. Number 2, your testosterone is going to be down, which not only affects your libido and your sex drive, but it also affects other aspects of your life. And number 3, let's be frank, you're probably not that good to look at naked. And she's probably not all that physically attracted to you. And you might think, well, she should be. She's my wife. Well, she isn't. Okay. So if you're overweight and you're out of shape and you're a slob and you're not doing what you should be doing, that's the lowest hanging fruit. And it's going to improve your sex life. Of course, she's going to be more attracted to you. You're going to increase testosterone, which will increase sex drive and stamina. You're going to feel confident because you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and actually see the kind of man you should be, including the man downstairs that you need to be able to look at. If it's been 10 years since you've been able to look down and see what you got going on downstairs and you can't see it, okay, that's an issue. So the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to increasing your sex in your marriage is to lose weight, is to get in shape, is to eat right. I know it's a challenge. I know it's a struggle. I struggle with overeating. That's my tendency. It's never exercise. It's always overeating. But I know I feel better when I'm lean and I'm in control of what goes into my body and I feel good and I'm confident. Sex drive goes up. And then my wife actually wants to be with me. And that's nice too, that she wants to be intimate, that she wants to be physical. So guys, get that weight and that stuff in check. All right. Number 2, you got to stop watching porn and you got to stop jacking off. All right. You have to stop doing those things, because not only is it ruining, absolutely ruining, and there's a lot of research on this, it's ruining your ability to have a healthy relationship with your wife, because let's face it, she's not the perfect porn star that you might see on Pornhub or wherever you're going. Okay. And now you have this unrealistic expectation of what she's supposed to be doing with you, how she's supposed to be performing, the noises that she's supposed to be making, how you're supposed to be performing, how whether or not your member is big enough or small enough or whatever. And I'm not trying to be crude here or crass with this stuff, but it is very, very important that you don't mess with your mind and your sex life by watching porn, by jacking off all the time. And if that's what you're doing, morning, noon, and night or whatever, your sex drive is going to be low and you're not going to be as attracted to her because you have an unrealistic expectation of what's going on. So here's what I would suggest. There's a website called Fight the New Drug that is going to deal with this if you're dealing with addiction. And what I would suggest to you is, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go cold turkey and I'm not going to watch porn and I'm not going to masturbate forever, I would say do that for 3 days. Okay. Just go on a binge. I was going to say binge, not a binge, a diet, a cleanse, I should say, from that stuff for 3 days and evaluate it. Hey, I'm not going to watch porn. I'm not going to masturbate for 3 days. And I'm going to learn to be more intimate with my wife and get my physical pleasure with her. That's where that comes from. And if you do that for 3 days, I guarantee the sex is going to be better. You're going to have a deeper connection with her. And by the way, the physical sensation of sex, yes, we know feels good to get off. And that's important. I'm not dismissing that. But also there's a level of emotional connection when you and your wife are together sexually and you have a deeper connection, you forge a deeper bond. And isn't that what you want? Having good sex is going to improve not only, of course, your sex life, but it's going to improve your marriage. It's going to improve your level of confidence. It's going to improve your performance in life. So get rid of the other stuff, the nonsense and the bull crap that's keeping you from having a good, powerful, romantic, intimate life, sex life with your wife. All right. Number 2, learn to communicate with her. Okay. You can communicate with what you want. All right. I've seen too many couples and men in particular who have a vision of maybe some things they want to do. And I'm not going to get into that. That's your life. Okay. I'm not going to get into the deep end of what you might want to do with your wife, but you have a vision of some things that you want to do. You have a vision of maybe what you like her to wear occasionally, or how you would like to perform, or how you would like her to perform. And so many of us are unwilling to share some of those thoughts, and nothing ever happens. And it's just kind of mundane and boring and bland. But what if you took a risk? And it is risky, but you took a risk and you said, hey, hon, here's something I really like. I like when you wear this. That does it for me. Or I would really like to try this position because we've never done that before. Or, you know what? We're always in the bedroom and I would really like to, go to a different room and have some time with you. Okay. Whatever that thing is for you, communicate that. And then also encourage her to communicate it with you. That might be harder than you communicating with her, is her communicating with you. So if she shares something with you about how you want to be intimate and how you guys want to have sex and how you guys want to connect physically, then take that as a sign that she's opening up and she's willing to explore and she's willing to do things that are fun and exciting and unique and interesting, and keeps it, stimulated, literally and figuratively. Okay. Communicate, open your mouth, share the words, share your thoughts, share your ideas, and do this thing together. I mean, that's what happened when you got married. You said, we'll walk hand in hand. We're one. We're going to do life together. And this also applies to your sex life. Talking with her, communicating, opening your mouth, and sharing what's on your mind. All right. Number 4, guys, you need to assert yourself. Okay. Like if you're waiting for, the perfect day and in the perfect situation, or waiting for her to advance, or waiting for that, one special night, maybe on your birthday, where you're going to get lucky, which is horrible. If you're just waiting for one night of the year, or one night every month, or whatever it is for your sex night, I mean, man, that's got to be rough. So what I would suggest is that you assert yourself. And this is what men do. All right. We assert ourselves. We assert ourselves in the corporate environment. We assert ourselves in competition. We assert ourselves at the gym and hobbies and things that we want. And then how many of you are actually asserting yourself when it comes to sex in the bedroom? Okay. Are you walking by your wife and slapping her ass as you walk by? Are you grabbing her and turning her around and taking her the way that she probably wants you to act? She probably would like that. She probably would like you to be a man and show that you are physically attracted to her, that you want to be close to her, that you want to be physical, that you want to be intimate, that you want to have sex. And you got to let her know through your actions. So assert yourself, grab her and say, hey, hun, I'll meet you upstairs in 5 minutes. Or just grab her ass as you walk by. Be playful with her. Okay. Have some fun with her. Enjoy that element of it, because not only is it going to lead to what you want, but there's also the excitement about it and the expectation that it brings with it. It helps. Okay. So assert yourself appropriately. Of course, I better throw that out there, because there's going to be somebody who's going to try to take the words out of my mouth and try to distort them to mean, be sexually abusive. That's not what I'm saying at all. And if you've been following for any amount of time, that's not what I'm saying, but I got to throw it out there. Assert yourself, be an assertive man, tell her what you want, show her what you want, take what you want, and you guys are going to have a better sex life. And by the way, ladies, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, yeah, Ryan's right on with all of this, then share this with your man. Because sometimes I get it. It's a little uncomfortable for you to maybe bring up these topics. But if I can bring these topics up and you can share this with him and say, hey, this guy's right, you should do these things, that might help spur some of that in your man as well. Or listen to this together with you and your wife and you as the husband. Okay. The last point that I want to make, and then I'll wrap this up and I'll let you get to it, is that you need to court her. All right. You need to continue to date her. When you guys were dating, you guys probably couldn't even keep your hands off of each other, right? You were physical. You couldn't keep your hands off of each other. You wanted to be physical. You wanted to be intimate. You wanted to get together every single time you possibly could. And then it kind of fell apart a little bit as life happened. You had kids. You've got job responsibilities. You got the promotion at work. You get home. Maybe you're like me, you're 41 or older, and you're tired when you come home from work, or you're drinking. And so that's, putting you to sleep, not even putting you to sleep, is just knocking you out. And you have completely forgot to court your wife, to let her know that she's special, to get her, some flowers, if that's her thing, or leave a little note before you step out of the house. The other day, I meant to leave a note for my wife when I left on vacation, not vacation, a work trip. And I felt bad. I knew I was going to, and I just forgot because I got distracted with leaving. And so before I got on the airplane, I wrote this really nice text about how much she means to me and what she means to me and how much I love her and how important she is to me. And she wrote back, and you could tell that she was genuinely touched by that. And it was a new connection for her. And she was surprised. She's like, this was unexpected. Right. That's what I want. I want it to be unexpected. I want her to know that she's important and that she's special and that I'm thinking about her. And I'll send her texts and play with her, and she'll send me texts and play with me. And guys, these are easy things that you can do to continue to court her, which will naturally and inevitably lead to the sex life that you desire. Make these things happen. All right. It's easy. And whether we're talking about sex, or we're talking about a job promotion, or we're talking about having your kids listen to you, it's easy to hope that everything will just fall into place because that's what you want. But that's not how life works. All right. Things don't happen because you want them to happen. They happen because you actively have a strategy and a plan in place, excuse me, to make those things a reality. Now, I'm not saying you have to game it. Okay. Because everything that I just told you today, losing weight, getting in shape, cutting out the booze, not watching porn, not jacking off, being intimate with her and her alone, communicating about what you're interested in and what you like and what she likes and what she wants you to do and what you want her to do and what you want her to wear. Okay. Asserting yourself, grabbing her and, to a degree, taking what you want. She'll appreciate that, I think. And then the last is courting her. All of those things, those aren't manipulation tactics. Okay. Those aren't strategies and hacks that you can use to take advantage of somebody. Those are strategies that you can use to tighten and deeper forge the bond emotionally, spiritually, and physically that you have with your wife. I want that for you guys because I want you to live a good life. I know you want that for yourself, and I can guarantee that she wants that as well. She's interested in it, and maybe she's lost a little bit in it from you. So we don't get what we want, we get what we work towards. And by the way, if we do these things, it's going to improve our bedroom experience, and it's going to improve every facet of your life. So let's just hit it again real quick, and then you have your marching orders. And I hope you get laid, and I hope you guys have great sex, and I hope you're connected in a way that maybe has been a long time since you've been connected like that before. Number one, guys, lose the belly, lose the spare tire, build your shoulders, build your traps, build your chest, build your legs. By the way, you do this, you're going to look better naked, including your member is going to look better too, because it doesn't have all that fat and grossness around it. Also, your body image, take care of yourself. All right. Clean yourself up, do some manscaping, like make sure you're doing the things that she's attracted to. Okay. Number two is get rid of all the filth and all the distorted reality of sex and all the big boob porn stars who, are these perfect images. Stop playing with yourself, play with her, and watch your sex life improve. Okay. Number three, communicate, open your mouth, share what's on your mind, have these conversations, take some risks, encourage her to take some of these risks in a healthy, constructive way. And you guys will improve and experiment and have fun, maybe more so than you've ever had. Number four, assert yourself again in a respectful, healthy way. Grab her ass, grab her by the arm, lead her to the bedroom, do whatever you're going to do, but assert yourself. She might be waiting just as much as you're waiting for the perfect signal. The perfect signal is now. Go get it, especially if you do these other things I'm talking with you about. And number five, do not forget to court her. Okay. That's what's going to open her up. Okay. That's what's going to make her attracted to you emotionally, spiritually, physically, is that you court her, you leave notes, you get her flowers, you do all these kind of things that make her feel appreciated and desired and wanted. That's what she wants from you. And if you do it, then you unlock the key to having more great, incredible sex with the person you love and the person you want to have sex with. All right. Short one today, but much needed. If you're not doing these things, man, missing the boat. I'm telling you, missing the boat. There's probably a lot more you could be doing. So make sure you're sharing and communicating. Take a screenshot. If somebody needs to see this, shoot it over to them. If your wife needs to see it and you guys want to do this together, let her know. Tell her. If you're a woman and you want your husband to do this stuff, let him know. Send this over to him so he can learn and figure out how to get this stuff done. Seems strange that I have to talk about this, that I am. But apparently it's something that we need to address. I want your sex life to be good, guys. I want you to have a meaningful relationship in all ways with the one you love. And I want it to be powerful for both of you. So there's your marching orders. Get it done, get after it, enjoy yourselves, and we'll catch you all next week. Until then, go out there, take action, get laid, and become the man you are meant to be.